Being able to choose the future over the now is the biggest superpower no one wants to talk about. I'm going to break it down for you right now. I've been there. First things first, yeah. I'm not sitting here trying to say I'm fucking perfect. But what I will say is this. Once I actually managed to move into that mindset, into that mind frame of being able to choose the future over the now, things started changing very quickly. So an example would be this. My cannabis use, that was out of control. And I've been through periods of sobriety along that fucking journey. But then when it finally came to crunch time and I realized this is literally the thing, it's like the keystone habit that leads to all my other negative behaviours, I'll get stoned, then I can't be fucked to cook, I can't be fucked to train, then I'll get FOMO, let me go see what the man them are on. I'm going to go link the boys, and then it's just smoking all day, crime all day, etc, etc. So I really narrowed down on that and had a good look at myself and thought, if I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't choosing the pleasure in that moment, I might be able to get some more things done. And then I got raided by feds, and I had actually been sober for about 6 or 7 months at that point. But when I got raided, I thought, man, I'm going to jail for a long time. So I started smoking again. I relapsed real heavy, and then the abuse started real quick. And something that was really interesting within that was, at the point of that, I was about 97 kilos. I was a bit overweight, and I was training hard, but I was bulking, or so I thought. And literally within that first 3-4 weeks of me smoking again, I went down to 90 kilos because I started choosing the weed over the meals again. And it's funny because people have this idea about stoners, like, you're just gonna binge eat and rare. Once you've been smoking for long enough, you don't choose to eat because it fucks up your high. You're like, no. I'm stoned. I don't want to eat. I want to get every little bit I can out of this. Anyway, I'm digressing. The thing that I want to say to you is, once you can really put your goals on a fucking pedestal and be like, no, of course I'm not going to be happy while I'm fat. Of course I'm not going to be happy while I'm broke. Of course I'm not going to be happy while these vices have control of my life. Once you can really understand that and then start working towards them on a daily basis and only validate them with the work towards that goal, there's like this shift that happens in your mind where you just become hungry for that progress. You become obsessed with that fucking process. And every day that you work towards it, every day that you tick those boxes, you feel fucking good about yourself. And then as soon as you start to deviate from that plan, you start feeling like the old you. You start feeling sad again. And that is the feedback that you need from your mind. Honestly. Like, if you can actually sit there and destroy yourself all day and feel good about it, there's something fucking wrong with you. Because I'll tell you this, there was never a day where I was chasing pleasure and I felt good about it. There was always something missing, and that's just like, it's just like this endless cup that you can't fill, I would wake up, start hitting the blunts, then I'm bored, I need another dopamine hit, I'll go JD, I'll drop a rack on trainers, I'm still not satisfied, then I need some food, and it's like you're always trying to top this thing up, when really and truly, you could have just woke up, done your press-ups, done your morning routine, got to the fucking gym, killed that shit, and then, on top of those wins, stack in hitting your macros. And you know that you're getting better every day. There literally, as a man, is not a better feeling than that. So fellas, to round up, I'm going to say this. Work towards the man that you want to see in the mirror. No matter what your goal is, whether it's financial, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whether it's all three, whether it's a spiritual goal. Maybe you want to be a bit more detached from the material world and you really want to tap in on who you really are. There's a peace that I only get when I go to the woods, when the phone's on flight mode, when I'm just with myself, no AirPods, no nothing. For me, that's peace. For me, that's something that I need. Maybe for you it's different, but as I said, you've got to identify what those things are and you have to work towards them every single fucking day. That is when the change happens. That's when you go, okay, I've tapped in on my mission, on my goal. And once the normies, they start calling you crazy, they start calling you extreme, they start saying you're obsessed, you know you're on the right path. Let's go, bro.